Are you weary of being worried, overworked, and miserable at work? Do you believe that success is the key to happiness and that you must work hard to attain it? If so, you may be astonished that this formula is reversed. According to research, pleasure is the cause of achievement rather than the consequence. The good news is that you can learn how to be happier and more optimistic, which you can apply to improve your performance and potential in every aspect of life. How? Adopting the 7 positive psychology concepts outlined in Shawn Achor's book, The Happiness Advantage. In this video, I'll explain what these principles are and how they function. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, take a moment now before you dive into the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. We have divided this book into 6 chapters. So without further ado, let's get started. Chapter 1. The Happiness Advantage. Is there a happiness advantage? What is the happiness advantage? It is the belief that happiness is more than simply an emotion, but rather a work ethic that may improve your brain's function and potential. When we're pleased, our brains become more optimistic, creative, driven, and resilient. We also feel more good emotions such as pleasure, appreciation, and optimism, which can improve our overall well-being and productivity. But how can we be joyful while faced with problems, stress, and difficulties in our lives? Many of us believe that to be happy, we must first achieve success. We establish lofty objectives for ourselves and work hard to accomplish them in the hope that they will bring us happiness. But this formula is backward. This suggests that we cannot wait for achievement to bring us happiness. We must first be happy, and then use that enjoyment to drive our achievements. This is what Shawn Achor refers to as reversing the formula. We put enjoyment first rather than achievement. By doing so, we may gain a happy edge and apply it to increase our performance and potential in any aspect of our lives. How can we invert the formula and put happiness first? The solution is simple. Apply positive psychology. Positive psychology is the scientific study of human flourishing, and it provides several tools and tactics for increasing our happiness and optimism. Chapter 2. The Fulcrum and the Lever. But how can you alter the fulcrum and move the lever? The answer is straightforward, by using the power of believing. Belief is the conviction that something is true or feasible, and it has a significant influence on your happiness and success. According to studies, believing in yourself, your ability, and your possibilities allows you to perform better, achieve more, and overcome barriers. This is what Shawn Achor refers to as the expectation theory of motivation. The more you demand of yourself, the more you can do. But how can you build a powerful, positive belief system? The answer is simple. Embrace a development attitude. A growth mindset is the concept that you can increase your intelligence, skills, and abilities through hard work, learning, and feedback. A growth mindset allows you to perceive setbacks and obstacles as opportunities to develop and improve rather than as threats or constraints. A development mentality also encourages you to embrace feedback and criticism rather than reject or hate it. A growth mentality is the polar opposite of a fixed mindset, which holds that you cannot improve your intelligence, abilities, or talents. A stuck attitude causes you to fear failure and difficulties while rejecting feedback and criticism. Chapter 3. The Tetris Effect. So what exactly is the Tetris effect? It's called after a famous computer game in which you have to connect different shapes to construct entire lines. The game is addicting and tough, but it also has an odd side effect. After a while of playing it, some individuals begin to perceive shapes everywhere, even when they are not playing the game. They could picture how to put the bricks together in a construction project, or how to arrange books properly. This phenomenon demonstrates how our minds can become locked in a habit of thinking that is neither useful nor meaningful. Achor refers to this as the cognitive afterimage. He thinks that we may take advantage of this by teaching our brains to recognize patterns of positivity rather than negativity. Why is this important? According to Achor, most individuals have a default setting that scans the world for negative things, dangers, faults, and difficulties. This is a normal survival impulse, yet it can restrict our abilities and enjoyment. When we focus on the bad, we overlook the chances and solutions that are there in front of us. We also become more agitated, nervous, and pessimistic, which can influence our health, relationships, and performance. Chapter 4. Falling Up. The main idea of this chapter is that our pleasure and success are decided not by what occurs to us, but by how we understand and respond to it. The author refers to this as the falling up attitude, which is the capacity to perceive the good aspects of any circumstance and use them as a catalyst for change and progress. He provides instances of how he and others have used this approach to overcome problems or crises in their lives. Instead of being upset and giving up, they turned them into inspiration to work harder and enhance their talents. They also reported positive life improvements, such as more resilience, gratitude, compassion, creativity, and purpose. The author refers to this process as post-traumatic growth, which occurs when people become stronger, happier, and more successful as a result of a painful experience. He claims that this is a regular occurrence. In reality, most persons who experience a crisis report post-traumatic development. So, how can we attain post-traumatic growth and use any adversity to our advantage? The author recommends that we proceed in 3 steps: reality, potential, and action. The first stage is realism, which involves embracing the realities of the issue without rejecting or evading them. We must confront the truth of what happened and recognize our feelings. The second stage is potential, which is picturing the greatest possible conclusion of the circumstance and seeing the silver lining. We need to adjust our viewpoint from viewing the situation as a danger to one of challenge or opportunity. The third stage is to take concrete steps ahead and achieve progress. We must develop a plan of action and divide it into tiny, doable tasks. Chapter 5. The Zorro Circle. The Zorro Circle approach helps us reclaim control by breaking down large goals into smaller, more doable ones. The name is derived from the tale of Zorro, a teenage swordsman who aspired to be a hero but was overly eager and reckless. His tutor constructed a tiny circle around him and instructed him to perfect his talents within it first. He gradually widened the circle, transforming Zorro into a great swordsman and hero. The author suggests that we might use the same strategy in our own lives. When faced with a dilemma or a crisis, we should concentrate on one modest, attainable goal at a time rather than attempting to address everything at once. In this manner, we may reclaim our sense of control and confidence. Chapter 6. Social investment. Achor claims that having a strong social network may boost our creativity, productivity, and IQ. He illustrates how social support may help us overcome obstacles, solve issues, and achieve our objectives. He also demonstrates how social investment may increase our resilience and adaptability in the face of change and disaster. So how can we engage in our social ties while reaping these benefits? Achor contends that we must be proactive and purposeful in building and sustaining our social connections. Achor proposes 4 ways to increase one's happiness as well as that of others. These include praise, active constructive response, positive gossip, and task facilitation. Praise can strengthen self-esteem, motivation, and relationships, whereas active constructive responses improve emotional connection, trust, and intimacy. Negative gossip may destroy relationships and trust. Task enablement promotes team interaction, collaboration, and reciprocity, resulting in increased happiness and productivity. Offering talents, resources, and time to help others, as well as asking for assistance when required, can help others achieve their goals. Applying these tactics allows us to become more positive communicators and invest in our social interactions, giving us and others a happiness edge. This can result in emotional, intellectual, and physical gains from social involvement. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more engaging content.